Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
This is Mr. Chris Claremont, a legend.
Melanie goes,
Tired.
it is time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. I am the Uncanny Omar. You're watching Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. Today I'm going to be going over all of the collected editions coming out in January of 2026. So we are looking at that first month of the year. Join me. Welcome back, everybody. So we are looking at the first month of the year. Woo! 2026 is here already, which is just nuts. So today we're going to be looking at collected editions, trade paperbacks, omnis, library editions, hardcovers, box sets, manga. Doesn't matter the publisher. I go over a majority of it. Of course, I don't go over all the manga. Otherwise, oh my gosh, that would be insane. But who knows, maybe one day, if I could clone myself, that would be great. Before going any further, hit that like button. It goes a long way for us here on the channel. Small thing you can do, but it means the world to us. And also a big thank you to my partner in crime, Dom of X, for getting all of the information and the images. Makes my life so much easier. And a big thank you to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Could not be doing this without you all. And we do have a spread shop where you can order stickers or, hey, our logo's on sweatshirts. And I know people, and hoodies. People have asked me to bring back the OmniFans shirt. You know what? I'm going to make 2026 the year we bring it back. Limited supplies only. Well, I will let people know about it. All right. 4 weeks. 1 month. Let's go ahead and start with the week of January. By the way, I'm always using the date of the Wednesday. So I know books come out on Tuesday sometimes, but Wednesday's the official date. And as always, speaking of official date, don't forget that sometimes there are delays. And just like you'll see a book here that I was like, oh, it's in my top 16 of December. Nope, slid right into January. All right, let's start. The week of January 7th, we are kicking it off with Alpha Flight by Mantlo and Lee. This is an omnibus that is a continuation of the John Byrne Alpha Flight Omni, collecting issues 30 through 70, Alpha Flight issues 1 and 2 of the annual, and Avengers 272 plus Marvel Fanfare 28. I've already done an overview of the book. It came out on Monday, but this officially comes out the first week of January. Both covers, of course, available the same day. 1,192 pages, $125. All New Venom. Who is All New Venom? That is the question. Whatever you do, do not read the back of the book, because I think it might give a hint as to who All New Venom is. This is collecting All New Venom 1 through 10, and somebody told me that is the series. It's over by Al Ewing and Carlos Gomez, and it retails for $29.99, 232 pages, and this is the series that takes place after the Venom War crossover. Amazing Spider-Man Modern Era Epic Collection, Life, Death of Spiders. Collecting issues 46 through 58, and then when it was renumbered to the legacy number 500 to 502. And in here you're going to find the work of course, J. Michael Straczynski and John Romita Jr. Plus a special treat with that John Romita Sr. artwork in issue 500, the big anniversary issue. This one has 416 pages and retails for $49.99. We're not done with Spider-Man, though, because we are getting Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection, Spider-Man Threat or Menace. This is collecting Amazing Spider-Man 207 to 223, annuals 14 and 15. So in here, you're going to find the work of Dennis O'Neil, Michael Fleischer, John Romita Jr., the first round, actually his very first round at Spider-Man, and some Frank Miller in there. $54.99, 480 pages. Daredevil by Saladin Ahmed, Rights of Reconciliation. This is the ending of Saladin Ahmed's run before Stephanie Phillips takes over the book. And it collects Daredevil 20 through 25, 136 pages, $17.99. Laura Kinney, Wolverine, Volume 2, My So-Called Perfect Life. I see what you did there. I got really excited when I saw that cover, and I'm like, is that Night Thrasher? And then I read it. Anyway, don't get disappointed if it's not Night Thrasher. But this is collecting Laura Kinney, 6 through 10. And this is by Erica Schultz. and also Giada Belviso. 112 pages, $15.99. Spider-Man Brand New Day Omnibus Volume 2, collecting the Amazing Spider-Man 584 to 611, Amazing Spider-Man Annual 36, Amazing Spider-Man Extra 1, The Sea Story 3, Spider-Man Short Halloween One-Shot, Spider-Man A Chemical Romance digital comic, Spider-Man The Root of All Annoyance digital comic, Dark Reign Mr. Negative 1 through 3 miniseries, Amazing Spider-Man Presents Anti-Venom New Ways to Live 1 through 3, Amazing Spider-Man Presents Jackpot 1 through 3, and Amazing Spider-Man Family 6 and 7, the A Stories, and Web of Spider-Man from 2009, the A Story. The book has 1,240 pages and retails for $125. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I actually just did an overview of it this past Monday, if you haven't had a chance to check it out. From the world of DC Comics, we are getting Absolute Batman, The Long Halloween, the 2026 edition. This will be the third printing, in case you've missed out on it in the past, collecting all 13 issues with the behind-the-scene extra pages. 400 pages, $100. Batman and Superman in World's Finest, the Silver Age Omnibus, Volume 2. This will collect World's Finest Comics 117 to 158, so we're looking at the mid-50s to early 60s, and you'll have the characters like Clayface, Brainiac, Bizarro, Batmite, Lex Luthor, and a bunch of other villains show up through here. And this one is 688 pages, $75, and it is the new printing. Justice League Dark, the New 52 Compendium. Man, this is a thickie. 1,624 pages. That's actually almost just as much as the Omnibus. So let's talk about what's collected in here. Collected in here is Justice League Dark 0 through 40, Justice League Dark 1 and 2, Justice League Dark Features End number 1, Constantine 9 through 12, Vampire, I Vampire, not I, the title, 7 through 8, Justice League 22 and 23, Justice League of America 6 and 7, New 52 Free Comic Book Day Special Edition number 1, Trinity of Sin Pandora 1 through 3, 6 and 9, or 6 through 9, and Trinity of Sin Phantom Stranger 11, 14, and 17. 1,624 pages, $59.99. This has been collected in omnibus format before. As a matter of fact, it has the exact same content. I'm assuming it won't have all of the extras that the omnibus did, but that is a super thick book for $59.99. My gosh. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow is getting a DC Compact Edition, collecting all of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow 1 through 8 in the digest size format. 216 pages, $9.99. From the world of Image Comics, we are getting Criminal Volume 10, Cruel Summer, getting a new printing, which is also getting a new cover. And then The Invincible, speaking of new edition, Volume 13, also getting a new cover on that book. And the Under York is coming out in a trade paperback format. And that is by Sylvian Runberg and Mirka Andolfo, $16.99. From the world of Dark Horse Comics, we are getting Ghostbusters Volume 2, Dead Man's Chest. But this is by David Boer, Aviv Orr, Chris Peter. And this is collecting Dead Man's Chest 1 through 4. 96 pages. It is a trade paperback for $19.99. Los Monstros by James Robinson and Jesus Marino. Some great talent there. Collecting Los Monstros 1 through 4. 120 pages. It is a trade paperback for $19.99. Tramps of the Apocalypse by Alice Darrow. And this one is collecting Tramps of the Apocalypse 1 through 3. 88 pages, $19.99. Creepy Archives, Volume 12. Keep in mind, these are now double-sized editions. So collecting Creepy Magazine 60 through 64, 66 through 68, and the cover for Creepy 65. And Creepy 65, why it's not included in here, is because it's a reprint of the stories that were collected previously in Eerie Magazine. The Shaolin Cowboy, Beginning of the End Results. 21 Years of Blood, Sweat, and Chainsaw. So excited for this. This is by Jeff Darrow, of course. and his artwork is so detailed, insane, and crazy, and that's redundant. This one is 288 pages and $34.99, and this is showcasing the essence of Shaolin Cowboy over the last 2 decades. So it's showing the evolution of his art and, of course, the character. And from the world of Boom Studios, When I Lay My Vengeance Upon Thee by Gus Moreno and Jakub Rebelka. This is collecting the 5-issue miniseries, 144 pages, $19.99. Smooth Criminals, complete collection. This is by Kiwi Smith and Leisha Riddell, and it collects the 8-issue Smooth Criminals series, 224 pages, $19.99. From Dynamite, we are getting Lilo and Stitch Ohana, both the hardcover and the trade paperback, Volume 2, coming out the same day. Awesome. And from Titan Comics, we are getting Conan the Barbarian, Volume 6, A Nest of Serpents. So there are 2 covers here. This is collecting issues 21 through 24 of Conan the Barbarian. This is the Titan Heroic Signatures era, $17.99. From the world of manga, we are getting the 3-Minute Bodyguard Yoko-chan, and that is $12.99 for that particular book. We are getting Beatrice coming out that very same day, and that is being published by the folks at Yen Press. This is the story of Princess Beatrice of El Paso, but 280 pages. And the total price on this one is, this one is $22. Okay. Then we are also getting the Lilies Blooming in 100 Days coming out that day. I had no idea that Star Wars The Mandalorian was being adapted into a manga. That's so cool. But it is. This is adapted by Yuzuki Osawa. That's so cute. Grogu right there. This is volume 3, by the way. And we are also getting Old Boy Deluxe Edition Book 1. You already know this is making my top 10. I mean, you already know. So I'll say little about it now. This is collecting the first 4 volumes of the Tankobon. It has 848 pages and $69.99. And if you've never read it, this is the inspiration. Actually, this is what the movies will be. I've never seen the American movie, so I don't know how true to an adaptation it is. But the Korean movie's excellent. Please Go Home, Miss Akutsu Volume 10. Who is telling this lady to go home? Why would you say that? I'd be like, please stay a little longer, miss. Anyway, Volume 10. Tank Chair, Volume 6. Man, that is an awesome flippin' title. Like, legit, that is such a cool title. And I had no idea it was a thing, a manga. But this one is being released by Kodansha. And let me look at the cover here. It is by Manabu Yashiro. That's, dude, he's wielding swords. We're going to have some fun, brother. Okay, $13.99. And we're also getting After the Disabled God of War Became My Concubine, Volume 1. I think I probably just threw that one in there because of the titles that they have in Japan. That one is being published by Yen Press. Moving on to other publishers, we're getting Asterix, the collector's hardcover, Asterix and the Banquet. Amulet, Volume 4, if you haven't had a chance to read Amulet, oh man, this is, it's definitely geared towards kids. It's a great series for young adults, though. I think my daughters and I voted it in our top 10 books for kids trying to get into comics. Atlas Comics Library Volume 6, or Volume 8, Snafu. This is a hardcover edition, and my gosh, these are $39.99. In here, you're going to find the work of Stan Lee, John Severin, Bill Everett, Joe Manili. Michael J. Vassallo is the editor. You know you're in for a historical treat when he's the editor of the book. He has all these wonderful essays at the beginning. Banana Seoul Trade Paperback Volume 3 is coming out that same day, and that is by Michael Sanlavalle, $19.99. We are getting Bone Trade Paperback Volume 1 out of Boneville. This is, of course, the masterpiece by Jeff Smith. And it has been released many times before. This is coming out in Scholastic now, or through Scholastic. $14.99. Cosmic Adventures of Astrid and Stella, Book 5, Blast from the Past. A Hello Lucky book. That is an awesome title. And we're also getting the EC Cruel Kingdom trade paperback volume 1 coming out that very same week. And that is being published by Oni Press. The Essentials hardcover, volume 1. And that is the Bill Sienkiewicz premiere hardcover with the gold foil slipcase. And then Hunger by Bill Sienkiewicz, or the Bill Sienkiewicz premiere hardcover slipcase will be there. And we are also getting the Orgrist volume 3. That is being published by Magnetic Press. These are the trade paperbacks, I believe, for $19.99. The Sesame Street Sunny Stories, that is being published by the folks at Oni Press. And that one is $14.99. But you have the works in here of Joe Esposito and Stephanie Williams and Beth Hughes and Mary Kinney. And we're getting the Slain, the Horn God Anniversary Edition. This is a trade paperback that is coming back to print. And this one is $54.99. And if you have not seen this Pat Mills and Simon Bisley masterpiece, oh my gosh, it's so good. Super Science hardcover. This is another one from Lab Press that is coming out with a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. And A Thing Called Truth is coming out that very same week. And that is a trade paperback edition. Now, if you're interested in purchasing any of the books I've talked about so far, and you live in Canada, check out our first sponsor. BD Cosmos, the Canadian leader in graphic novels. They have a physical storefront in Montreal, Quebec, and their website, bdcosmos.com, offers 25% off your order of over $99 or more, and free shipping everywhere in Canada for every order of $250 or more.
Their shipping care is exceptional. Your books will stay cozy through the rough Canadian weather and arrive to you in near mint condition.
After checkout, let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way, and you'll be added to the monthly $25 gift card raffle. Entries are valid for new and returning customers.
Don't be afraid to call or email them. Ask them questions. Their staff is always happy to help guide you towards the right purchase. Visit their website, bdcosmos.com, for more. BD Cosmos, with rewards and raffles taking care of customers in Canada.
The week of January 14th from Marvel Comics, we are getting Deadpool Modern Era Epic Collection Magnum Opus. This is collecting Wolverine Origins 21 through 25, Deadpool 1 through 12, and Thunderbolts 130 to 131. 472 pages, $54.99. This is the era of Daniel Way on Deadpool with Paco Medina, and later on you have... it's set up by Steve Dillon on those issues of Wolverine Origins. And then, of course, the crossover with Andy Diggle's Thunderbolts era. Next up is Gwenpool, All New, All Deadly. This is by Kevin Scott and Stefano Nessi. This is collecting Gwenpool 1 through 5, 120 pages, $17.99. Helverine Volume 2. I did not know this was an ongoing series. Hell Hulk Unleashed. Holy crap, are we adding Hell Hulk to Helverine? It's gonna get nuts, man. Collecting Helverine 6 through 10. This one has 112 pages, $15.99. Iron Man, Armor Wars, Omnibus. Both covers available the same day. Collecting Iron Man 219 to 232. 258 to 266. Iron Man and the Armor Wars from 2009, 1 through 4. And then Iron Man 258.1 to 258.4. So this is just specifically Iron Man Armor Wars. So it's missing issues 233 to 257. So it's just focusing on the Iron Man story. So in here you are going to find stories by Bob Layton, David Michelinie, and Mark Bright, as well as some Byrne stuff in here. So it's a battle against the Beatles, Stiltman, the Crimson Dynamo, who else shows up in here? The Controller, and other Titanium Man. How did I forget about the Titanium Man? But anyway, this book has 768 pages and it's $100. Secret Wars Battle World Omnibus Volume 2 is coming out that same day. Collecting Future Imperfect 1 through 5. Ghost Racers 1 through 4. Giant Size Little Marvel AVX 1 through 4. Guardians of Nowhere 1 through 4. Hell Hydra 1 through 4. Hank Johnson Agent of Hydra 1. House of M 1 through 4. That's the Secret Wars 2015 series, not the original. Howard the Human one-shot. Inferno 1 through 5. Infinity Gauntlet 1 through 5. Inhumans Attilan Rising. I think Attilan. Damn it. Korvac Saga 1 through 4. And then MODOK Assassin 1 through 5. This book has a total of 1,176 pages, $125. Spider-Verse versus Venomverse is coming out that same day. This is by Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom. Oh, I didn't know that both of those guys were the ones that did Power Rangers and then, of course, are doing Radiant Black. Luciano Vecchio and Jim Tow are the artists. This is Collecting Spider-Verse versus Venomverse 1 through 5, Web of Spider-Verse 1, and Web of Venomverse number 1. 176 pages, $24.99. Marvel Studios' The Art of Thor Ragnarok is also coming out that same day. And that is coming out in a slipcase edition. Werewolf by Night, the Red Band edition, the Howling Tome. This is 296 pages, $34.99. Collecting Werewolf by Night Red Band. That means it's got violence and blood and gore. Woohoo! Which is exactly what we need in a Werewolf by Night story. Werewolf by Night Blood Hunt one-shot. Werewolf by Night Blood Moonrise 1. Crypt of Shadows number 1 from 2024. Just a Werewolf by Night story. So these are the ones that came polybag, if I'm not mistaken. This is by Jason Liu, Michael Giacchino, Sergio Davila, and Adam Gorham. X-Men Epic Collection, Life Death. This is collecting Uncanny X-Men 176 to 188, Kitty Pryde and Wolverine 1 through 6, and then material from Marvel Fanfare number 40. I've always loved the cover that they chose there with Rogue going rogue. That was stupid. As I was saying it, I was like, don't do it. That's not even a dad joke. That's just ignorant. But anyway, why is she gone evil? She doesn't stay evil. This is The Era by, of course, Chris Claremont and John Romita Jr., but there are special moments in here with Barry Windsor-Smith on that Life-Death issue. And also in here is the Kitty Pryde and Wolverine miniseries, and that one is drawn by Al Milgrom. The book has 496 pages, $54.99. From the world of DC Comics, we are getting Absolute Death of Superman. Am I getting it? Did I want the stupid limited edition that's limited to 1993 because of the year? Yes! How many times am I going to buy this dumb book? I'm not even the biggest fan of this story. I mean, there are some great moments, don't get me wrong. I think I've gone on the record that I do enjoy the story, but it's not my favorite Superman story, but it's the one that I own the most, or I've bought the most and then given copies away. Collecting Superman 73 to 75, Adventures of Superman 496 to 497, Justice League 69, Action Comics 683 to 684, Superman the Man of Steel 17 through 19, and News Time, The Life and Death of Superman number 1. It has over 200 pages of never-before-seen artwork, brand new essays and scripts, retrospects, and trading card gallery. Do I need any of that nonsense? Absolutely not. Do I want it? Hell yes, I do, you damn Skippy. All right, this book has 424 pages, and it has $125. Again, the limited edition will be the Tombstone. That's limited to 1,993. You played me, DC. Good job. Batman R.I.P. The trade paperback edition is coming out. This is a new edition for 2026. And this one has 224 pages, $19.99. And it's part of the Grant Morrison and Tony Danielle era of Batman. Speaking of Batman, The Brave and the Bold, Myths and Mysteries is coming out. Collecting Batman, The Brave and the Bold 12 and 15 through 19. This is by Sephora Smith, Mike Norton, and Rob Levin. 176 pages, $17.99. Justice League of America, The Nail, the complete deluxe edition. This is the 2026 edition of the story by Alan Davis. If you haven't had a chance to read it, it's so good, man. He's got just a classy storytelling in there, plus the artwork by Alan Davis. 312 pages, $49.99. Poison Ivy, Volume 6, A Death in Marshview. The continuation of G. Willow Wilson and Marcio Takara's masterpiece. I love this series. I cannot wait for one day to be an omnibus. And I'm collecting issues 31 through 36. We live in a world where Poison Ivy has 36 issues. 36 issues of Poison Ivy! That shows how well this series is. And it really is. It was amazing. But we have to, revamp so many other series after issues number 10. That's just weird. Poison Ivy, 36 issues. Alright, moving on to the world of Image Comics. Ghost Pepper, trade paperback volume 1, Flavors of Ash. This has two covers. This has the direct market covers, the Joe Mad cover, and this collects issues 1 through 5 by Ludo Lullaby and Adriano Lucas. And yeah, there is a cover by none other than Joe Madureira. Savage Dragon Ultimate Collection Volume 4 is coming out that same day. These are the deluxe editions that are being put out by Skybound, but of course being published through Image Comics. And this is, let's see, does it say what it collects? Solicitations, man, they're rough these days. It does not say what it's collected in here. Huh. Okay. Mars Attacks, Dark Lord, Thor vs. Heracles, Dread Knight, Powerhouse, but it doesn't give me the issue numbers or the page number. Okay, $39.99. Welcome to this new era of solicitations. Spawn Battle for the Throne Part 2 trade paperback is coming out that same day. And that, again, is being published by, of course, Image Comics. This is the Rory McConville and Todd McFarlane era. This tells you that it does collect issues 344 to 349. Thanks for that. $16.99. And then Spawn, the Vault Edition Volume 3 is coming out. This is the artist edition that they've been putting out. This is Image's version, and this is collecting covers from Spawn 16 through 20, and then interior art as well from 16 through 20, and Spawn 35, 37, 39, and 50. So in here you'll get not just Todd McFarlane, but some Greg Capullo stuff in there. Very nice. These are big, oversized artist edition books, by the way. From Boom Studios, we're getting Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it is the Pink Ranger. This is by Teenie Howard and Amy Jo Johnson, and this is collecting Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Return 1 through 4, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Pink 1 through 6. This book has 304 pages, $24.99. I believe this is the one that's been collected already in a deluxe edition hardcover. From IDW, we are getting Pig Wife by A.B. Luck. And this is an original graphic novel for $34.99. Godzilla Heist. Oh, man. Is it by Van Jensen and Kelsey Ramsey. I wonder if it's like the Kaiju Heist. 128 pages, $21.99. Star Trek Lore War is coming out. This is again the work of Christopher Canwell, Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing, and Ryan North. Collecting Star Trek Lore War 1, Star Trek issues 31 through 32, Star Trek Defiant issues 26 and 27, Star Trek Lore War Shaq's Worst Day, and Star Trek Omega, 216 pages, $24.99. From the world of Dynamite, we are getting the Garbage Pail Kids Trashing Through Time. There is a hardcover and a softcover. The hardcover is $19.99 and the softcover is $14.99. Also from Dynamite, Red Sonja Empire of the Damned is coming out that very same week. I'm trying to see who the artist in that one is. Again, solicitations are so weird these days. So it is written by Steve Niles. Oh, there we go. Alessandro Armoruso is the artist. And Joshua Middleton is the cover artist. This one is $19.99. Terminator Volume 1 is coming out that same week. And that is a trade paperback. This is the new series of Terminator. This is the one by Declan Shalvey. And my buddy Sal from Comics Pop does the backup story in this one. And this one here is... Let's see. Does it say Luke Sparrow's the artist? It does collect issues 1 through 5. Okay. Just making sure that I had that right. The Vampirella Archives is coming out, Volume 2. I need to make sure my video went live already. I keep forgetting that I filmed that, and it's still sitting there. This is collecting issues 8 through 14, $34.99. And this is also the week that they're putting out The Wizard of Oz. It's the official film adaptation by Sue Lee, and I am so looking forward to this because I love Sue Lee's artwork. I've fallen in love with her work, and I'm a big fan of The Wizard of Oz. So $22.99 for the hardcover and $17.99 for the trade paperback. From Titan Comics, we are getting The Savage Sword of Conan. This is Volume 7. So this is the stuff that has been printed before, but we're now getting it printed through Titan Comics Heroic Signatures, collecting The Savage Sword of Conan, 88 to 101, and $150, Michael Fleischer. But the big thing in here is that this is still part of the big John Buscema era, with Ernie Chan, Alfredo Alcala. Oh, man. Some great stuff in there. And from the world of manga, Dark Horse Comics is putting out the Arabana Volume 2. First one was so good. It's a murder mystery, and the main character is the murder suspect, or the prime suspect. Oh, it was good. Cat's Eye Omnibus Volume 2. That's right. From Kana. Though they are putting out a lot of books this year. A lot of manga. So not just graphic novels and comics, but manga as well. Now, Cat's Eye is not the only book that they're putting out, Volume 2, because they're also putting out the same day City Hunter. And, of course, both by Tsukasa Hojo, and both of them $29.99. And I did an overview of the first volume of both of those, and excellent, excellent. Gushing over Magical Girls Volume 7. Oh, who doesn't gush over Magical Girls? This is from the folks over at Yen Press. And we're also getting the Isekai Metaller Volume 2 coming out that week. The Kaijin Fugeki Kindled Spirits Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. And that one is being published by the folks at Vertical Comics. The big thing about this one is that it's by Oh Great, who did Tengo Teije and Air Gear. Dude, his art is so good. His name is ridiculous, but his art is so good. It's good to see more of that mangaka's work. Killer Shark in Another World Volume 6 is coming out that same week. And that is being published by the folks at 7 Seas. And that cover is so ridiculously awesome. Let's make a harem in a zombie world. Yes, because why not? That is also being published by the folks at... Well, this is a Ghost Ship title, so y'all know what that means. Them zombies are free to do whatever they want to. Manga biographies, Charles... No, well, whatever they want to. I'm sure there's limitations. Manga biographies, Charles M. Schultz, the creator of Snoopy and Peanuts, is getting another printing from our friends over at Udon Entertainment. More Than a Married Couple, but Not Lovers, also from Udon. Volume 2 is coming out that week. And finally, Mr. Mega Man! My oldest daughter, Miss Lydia, this was her favorite read of the year last year. She loves it. And this amazing title, Rebel Hero, I Will Use My Skills to Control the Scheming Princess's Heart and Body. Volume 2. This is giving us Red River, the Omnibus Edition Volume 6 that day. And Working for a God in a Godless World Volume 3 is also coming out that same day. From the world of other publishers, we are getting 5-Minute Marvel Super Stories coming out that day, and that is from Abrams Books. And absolutely for kids. Action Cat and Adventure Bug, hardcover and the trade paperback, both coming out the same day. My youngest, Alicia, loved these books. She loved the Action Cat, which is, of course, all part of the Captain Underpants, and then, oh my gosh, the dog. The dog, what is his name? He just had a big movie. My buddy worked on the movie. Dogman. How did I forget that? What the hell? Oh my gosh. Art of Shantae? Are you kidding me? Oh, I cannot believe that's coming back to print. The hardcover. That one is $49.99. That might make it in my top 10. I've been waiting for that. And that is, of course, being published by Udon Entertainment. Banana Sewell Volume 2 is coming out that week. And that is Sunny. And we're also getting the Black Mirror USS Callister hardcover coming out that week. And Clash of Guards is coming out in a trade paperback format that very same week. As well as the DuckTales Treasure of the Lost Lamp. I love that movie. Hardcover, the Disney Afternoon Adventures Volume 6. Yes, I realize it's not a great movie. And I watched, what was it, a Goofy movie for the first time. And I can see why people loved it. And it's definitely nostalgia. I had no nostalgia. I just watched it this past year in 2025. I feel the same way, I'm sure, about the DuckTales movie. That it's nostalgia for me, but anybody watching it would be like, this is just a long episode of DuckTales. Why is this so good? Regardless, I'm super excited. I love this series, and I hope they continue with it. It's published by Fantagraphics. Extraordinary Voyages Volume 1. Man, this piqued my attention. The more I looked at it and read about it, that definitely might make it in my top 10. That is being published by Papercuts. Faster is coming out in a trade paperback edition. And that's by Jesse Lonergan. $20. And we are also getting the Fate Return to Avalon Takashi Takeuchi artworks hardcover coming out. And I've done an overview of that one on the channel. We're getting Ghoul Butcher. No volume, sorry. It's just a straight up Ghoul Butcher. And that one is being published by, let me see if I can, nope, it's just a set of numbers. Kirk Oldford, Adam Falp, and also Ken Landgraf are the creators behind this, and it is $10. We're getting the Industrial Light and Magic hardcover 50 Years of Innovation. Inksplosion Volume 3 is also coming out that week, and this is finally the week. I know it was supposed to come out in 2025, but this is finally the week that we get the Judge Dredd by Carlos Esquera Apex Edition. That is a huge deal. That is, of course, the gentleman that co-created Judge Dredd, and this is his artist edition, and this is coming out from the folks at Rebellion 2000 AD. And they'll have a special slipcase edition, too. For people that like those slipcases. I think that's exclusively sold through their website. Legend Testers is coming out that same week. And this is the 60th anniversary. My gosh. Trade paperback. So this is by Graham Baker and Jordy Burnett. And also that week we are getting the Life and Death of Fritz the Cat. And that is a trade paperback edition. And published by Fantagraphics, $19.99. Robert Crumb's masterpiece. We're getting the Loud House hardcover volume 26. And a new printing of Mega Man X Dive official complete works. Hell yes. Not only that, but Udon, since they've gone with a new distributor, they're reprinting Monster Hunter Illustrations hardcover 1, 2, and of course the Monster Hunter Illustrations hardcover volume 3. I've done an overview of those already on the channel. They're also taking the time to do the Okami official complete works trade paperback. Also just did that one. Persona 5 is coming back to print, and that's the Persona 5 plus Persona 5 Royal official design works. Rival Schools is getting a new printing of the complete works in hardcover format. And then Scoop is coming out in a trade paperback edition. And that one there is being published. Let's see if I can see who is publishing that one. Nope, just numbers, of course. Maverick. So I just noticed it on the cover. Richard Ashley Hamilton and Pablo Andres. And that, of course, is an imprint of the folks at Mad Cave. And then we're getting She Speaks the Women of Norse Myths in Their Own Words coming out that week. As well as the Scylla Symphonies Collector's Edition box set. Oh, You Will Be Mine. Oh, yes. You Will Be Mine. I love these 1930s comic strips. Oh my gosh, this is 1932 to 1939. So in here you have the works of not just Walt Kelly, but Carl Barks. Oh yes. This one is $74.99. That is also being published by Fantagraphics. We are getting the Street Fighter versus Climax Art Alpha to 6. This is a new printing of that book as well. Tarna Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. And that one is, let me see if I can find out a little more info on that one. I want to say that one is being published by the folks at Heavy Metal Comics. Okay. Sorry, you all are seeing the images because I'm putting it together. I'm just seeing the title and then I have to go in distribution right now. You should see my tabs. It's insanity. And I'm sorry. Let me get back to this. So this is by Heavy Metal Comics. And it is $9.99. And we're also getting the Tankhead Mechanical Encyclopedia art book, as well as the Testament coming out in a trade paperback that same week. And that one is, let's see, that one's a trade paperback by J. Marshall Smith. And that one is Black Panel Press. So they don't give you the distribution's a nightmare. They don't give you the publisher. They give you a code. And within that code, you might be able to put together who the publisher is. Which is why you're watching me look like an idiot going, oh, let's see who published that. Anyway, Tommy the Coward is coming out both in a hardcover and a trade paperback format. And that is being published by the folks at Paper Carts, but Mad Cave. Marco Sanzeri. And then we're also getting the 12 Reasons to Die. This was one that was previously sold by other distributors, but it is now coming out through Lunar Distribution. $24.99 by Ghostface Killer and Matthew Rosenberg. That's awesome. Okay. Huh. And RZA. Paulo Rivera. Interesting. $24.99. Boy, I got a little too excited over that one. But it's so cool. When Monsters Wake, hardcover and trade paperback, Volume 1, Children of the Night, is coming out that very same week. And we're also getting the Wings of Fire, trade paperback Volume 9, Talons of Power. Now, if you're interested in purchasing any of the books I talked about so far, and you live in the EU, check out our next sponsor.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
January 21st from Marvel Comics, we're getting Hulk Modern Era Epic Collection, Code Red. This is the Jeff Loeb and Greg Pak era, or a continuation of that era, collecting Hulk 13 through 18, Incredible Hulk 601 to 605, Dark Reign the Liz Hulk, and then material from Incredible Hulk 600. This book has 416 pages, $49.99. The cover there is by Alex Ross. Not done with Hulk because we're also getting the Incredible Hulk Volume 6, Monster Road. Continuation of Philip Kennedy Johnson's Hulk story, collecting Incredible Hulk 25 through 29. 120 pages, $17.99. The Spider-Man and Wolverine Volume 1. This is the Mark Guggenheim and Carrie Ant. Man, that is some kick-ass artwork there. I love his Wolvie. So, like, kind of reminds me of the Marvel vs. Capcom Wolvie. But anyway, this is the Janus Directory, and it has issues 1 through 5 collected in there. And then we are getting The Thing, King of Yancey Street by Tony Fleece and Justin Mason. And the cover there is by Nick Bradshaw, collecting The Thing 1 through 5, 120 pages, $17.99. The Vision and Scarlet Witch, Fear the Reaper, the continuation of Scarlet Witch by Steve Orlando. Collecting Vision and Scarlet Witch 1 through 5, 120 pages, $17.99. Ultimate X-Men Omnibus Volume 3, wrapping up this era. I've announced the Volume 4 that is a new era of Ultimate X-Men. This is collecting Ultimate X-Men 75 through 100, Ultimate Wolverine versus Hulk 1 through 6, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Fantastic Four Annual 1, and then Ultimate Fantastic Four Ultimate X-Men Annual 1. Ultimatum 1 through 5, and Ultimatum X-Men Requiem 1. The book has 1,088 pages, $125. Both covers available the same day. X-Men Epic Collection Bishop's Crossing is coming out, collecting Uncanny X-Men 281 to 288, Uncanny X-Men Annual 16, X-Men 4 through 9, Adjectiveless X-Men Annual Number 1, and Ghost Rider 26 through 27. The book has a total of 512 pages, $54.99, and this is kind of this is their mapping that they're doing for the Blue and Gold series in Omni format. From the world of DC Comics, we are getting Absolute Promethea, Book 2, a book that was out of print for so many years, and it's crazy that they're coming back to print. This is 328 pages, $100, in a continuation of that wonderful story. And we are also getting the Batman Gotham by Gaslight DC Compact Comics Edition, collecting Gotham by Gaslight 1 and Master of the Future number 1. The book has a total of 120 pages and retails for $9.99 because it's a compact size book. DC Finest The Doom Patrol, The Death of the Doom Patrol is coming out, collecting the Showcase 94 through 96, Superman Family 191 to 193, and Doom Patrol 103 to 121. 576 pages, $39.99. Green Lantern by Robert Venditti, Omnibus Volume 2, collecting Red Lanterns 35 through 37, Green Lantern New Guardians 35 through 37, Green Lantern Corps 35 through 40, Green Lantern 35 through 52, Green Lantern Annual 3 and 4, Sinestro 6 through 8, Green Lantern Futures End number 1, Green Lantern Corps Futures End number 1, and Green Lantern New Gods Godhead. So it does have the Godhead crossover in its entirety, 984 pages, $100. Will there be another? I mean, there is enough content for another book. That would be Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns. The Invisibles Compendium, $59.99, and this 1,496 pages. Collecting The Invisibles 1 through 25, The Invisibles 1 through 22, Volume 2, and then Volume 3, 1 through 12. This is, of course, by Grant Morrison with Steve Yao, Jill Thompson, Ashley Wood. Man, that's a big book. $59.99. Great price. My gosh. New History of the DC Universe by, of course, Mark Waid. I cannot wait for this book. In here you have illustrations by Jerry Ordway, Todd Knock, Mike Allred, Dan Jurgens. And it collects the New History of the DC Universe 1 through 4. 216 pages, $29.99. Nightwing Volume 2, the Dan Waters era, with Dexter Soy, collecting Nightwing 125 to 129. And this one is $29.99. For the hardcover, the trade paperback is $19.99, 176 pages. Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma by Ron V. and Jackson Geis. Oh, is this something that he was working on before he passed away? And Anand Arcade. And this is collecting Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma 1 through 6. It is a black label book, 152 pages, $17.99. Young Justice Omnibus Volume 2, collecting Young Justice 20 through 55, Robin 101, Robin or Superboy 91 and 99, Impulse 78 and 85, Secret Files and Origins, Guide to the DCU 2000 number 1, Young Justice Our Worlds at War number 1, JLA, JSA, Secret Files, and Titans Young Justice Graduation Day 1 through 3. It's by the phenomenal Peter David, of course, with Todd Knock on artwork. Todd DeZago, Larry Strucker, and actually I think it was Jeff Johns and Judd Winnick that did the Graduation Day miniseries. 1,296 pages, $125. From the world of Image Comics, we're getting Altamont, the hardcover. This is by Herrick Hanna and Charlie Adlard, and looks like it's taken place in 1969. $24.99 for the hardcover. We're getting Kaya. My buddy Sean from the Comic Pals loves this book, like lives by this book, says that this book is one of the best comics out there and more people should be reading it. It does pique my interest. I'm waiting for the hardcover collection. It is by Wes Craig, who of course did the artwork not only in Deadly Class, which is one of my favorite Rick Remender books, but also did some Guardians of the Galaxy. This is collecting issues 25 through 30, and it's getting a lot of praise, not just from my buddy Sean, but I do respect his choices for books, though. Oil and Water, the paintings of Brian J. Haberlin, is getting a hardcover treatment, and that is coming out that third week of January. And Image Comics, $50, featuring over 100 full-color, high-quality reproductions. And we are getting the Unchosen trade paperback volume 1 coming out that very same week. And that is by David Marquez. Oh, David Marquez's own series. $16.99, collecting all 4 issues. Wonder when he did this. Because he is currently on Uncanny X-Men. Almost said Uncanny Spider-Man. From the world of Dark Horse Comics, we are getting I Am Their Silence. This is by Jordi Lefebvre and Montana Kane. And it is a original graphic novel, 112 pages, $24.99. We are also, from the world of Boom, going to get Dune, House Harkonnen, Volume 2, coming out that same day. And this is by Fran Galan and Brian Herbert, of course, Kevin J. Anderson, or characters on Herbert's work. Mouse Guard, Dawn of the Black Axe, David Peterson. Oh, illustrations by Gabriel Rodriguez. Collecting Mouse Guard, Dawn of the Black Axe. The origins of the legendary Black Axe. Are we back? Oh, man. If we're back, I am adding that sucker to my list. I mean, I gotta do a little research. Right? If we're back, oh, baby, I've been waiting a long time. Years for that. From IDW, we're getting Best of the Ninja Turtles Collection Volume 6. I love these covers, man. They're so goofy. So they take stories and one-shots and miniseries and put them, like the editors decide, okay, this is the best of the Turtles. So in here, of course, you're going to find the work of Kevin Eastman and Tom Waltz, Peter Laird, Jim Lawson, Matteo Santaloco, and Dean Clarrain. 392 pages, $29.99. Michael Recycle, that's cute. Ellie Bethel and Alexandro Colombo working on this original graphic novel, 32 pages, $11.99. And Star Trek, Shaq's Best and Worst Day. This is by Ryan North and Derek Charm, 72 pages and $8.99. From the world of Dynamite, Elvira in Horrorland is coming out that day. This is collecting Elvira in Horrorland, and that, of course, is an homage to the Nightmare on Elm Street VHS. Or, I guess, no, it was the movie cover. $24.99, collecting all 5 issues of that series. And also from Dynamite that same day, King Kong the Great War is coming out that very same day. And that one is by Alex Cox and Tommaso Bianchi, with a cover there by Jay Lee. And we're getting the Zootopia, both the hardcover and the trade paperback, coming out that very same week from the folks at Dynamite. This is by Jeff Parker and Alessandro Ranaldi. Need to get Jeff Parker on the channel. Maybe I'll do it right before Zootopia comes out. From the world of manga, we are getting Ajin, Demi-Human, the complete collection. Now, these are oversized books, in case you haven't been getting any of them. They're big books. And that one is being published by the folks over at Kodansha. And we are also getting the Atom, the Beginning, from the folks at Titan Manga. This is volume 13. From Yen Press, Bucky the Rock, the comic anthology volume 2. Viz is still coming out strong with these volumes of Climber. This is volume 4, $22.99. They're big though. This one is 424 pages. I don't know. I haven't gotten the first one yet. My buddy Tina loves this stuff, and it is okay. It's Viz signature, so that means it's bigger than your regular tankobon. We're also getting the Kachiakuta Volume 9. Man, my brother loves this series. And anybody that I've talked to that has read it absolutely loves this. And the mangaka, Kei Urana. She is super talented. I love this artwork in here, and I cannot wait. Hopefully, one day, Kodansha will give us some kind of hardcover treatment of this. It's so weird to say that, but maybe it's my way of prolonging it, the reading, because I have so much other things to read. We're also getting the Level 1 Lord and One Room Hero Volume 10 coming out that same week. And my Soul Mate trade paperback is coming out that week. And that's by Waki. And Nakama Press is publishing that book. And also that week is the Scavengers, Another Sky, Volume 1. And that is being published by the folks over at Titan Comics. And that is by Rio Furtbube, $12.99. And we are getting the Scars, Volumes 1 and Volume 2 by Brandon Arias, $12.99. We are getting Scenes from Awajima, Volume 1, coming out that same week. And, man, I love that cover. She just looks so stoic. Let's see here. This is by Takako Shimura. And this one is $15 and being published by the folks at Yen Press. And we're getting the Unexpected Hero Volume 1 coming out, as well as the Vampire Hunter D. We just did a review of the classic 1985 animated movie on Monday, and we were just talking about the books. So yes, Vampire Hunter D Omnibus Book 10 is coming out that same week. As well as the Yandere Dark Elf, She Chased Me All the Way from Another World, Volume 4. Where are people finding these elves? My gosh! Wow! Why is she chasing you? Anyway, yes, that's what's coming out. And Low Tide and Twilight, Volume 1 is also coming out from the folks at Seven Seas Entertainment. And that one is by Eoja. $24.99, 320 pages. From other publishers, we're getting Alpha Dogs. This is Volume 1. This is a special edition by John Dexter. And $24.99. We are also getting the Bitchcraft trade paperback coming out that very same week. And that is, that is being published by Mad Cave by Aaron Reese and Lima Carroll. As well as the Disney's Masters Collectors box set from Fantagraphics. This is Volume 12, which will contain, box set 12, which will contain Volumes 23 and 24. We're also getting the Halloween Man coming out that very same week. And that is a trade paperback. And by Drew Edwards and Nicola Scott. $24.99 and published by Red 5 Comics. And we are getting the Junk This Journal trade paperback, Inspirations on Every Page, coming out that very same week. And that's by Eleanor Blatherwick and published by Abrams Books. We're also getting Jerry Siegel's The Syndicate of Crime versus the Crime Genie. So it's Jerry Siegel and Reg Bunn, $24. Leo Rising, hardcover, Queer Spaces, Sexuality, and Fame is coming out by Archie Bongiovanni. This one is $25.99. And we are also getting Lost in the Future, Volume 3, Save the Planet, coming out that same week. And that one is by Damien and Alex Fuentes, $12.99. We are getting the Memoirs of Moomin Papa, hardcover, coming out that week. And okay, that's what I thought. It was a Moomin story by Tove Jansson, $25. It is a hardcover. Nils, The Tree of Life by Jerome Hamon and Antoine Carrion, $24.99. Love that cover. And we're getting Pass, the hardcover, coming out that same week. And that is by Catriona Chapman, $24.99. And that's being published by the folks at Fantagraphics. P-Rats, hardcover, Volume 1, Set Sail for the Treasure, coming out that same week. As well as the Pin Apocalypse, Volume 1. And wow, that cover. This is limited to 2,000 copies. And there's a regular edition too that's coming out. But that wow, that cover is beautiful. We're getting The Plague House coming out that same week. And that is a trade paperback. And that's by Michael Conrad and Dave Chisholm. And this is collecting Plague House 1 through 4. And we're getting the Rick and Morty 10th Anniversary Omnibus coming out that very same week. And that one is a hardcover. And let me make sure that there's not a... It doesn't look like there's a direct market cover, but this is 10th Anniversary Volume 2. And this is collecting Rick and Morty 16 through 30. Rick and Morty Pocket Like You Stole It 1 through 5. $75. So in here you have the work of Kyle Starks, Teenie Howard, Sean Vanneman, Oily Moss, KJ Cannon, and Andy Hirsch and Benjamin Dewey, just to name a few of those creators. Vanishing Point is coming out in a trade paperback format that same week. And that book is being published by the folks at... Let's see if I can find that one. That one's Mad Cave. Okay, good deal. I can read that code. It's M-A-D. Got that one. Mark Russell, Juan Doe, Ryan Alexander. And that one is $19.99. And we are also getting the We Don't Kill Spiders trade paperback volume 1 that same week. And that one is by Joseph Schmackel. And that is... I think that one is Ignition. Midnight Factory presents. Okay. $19.99. And we're getting the White Shadows hardcover coming out that same week. Man, I love that cover. That is by Antoine Ozanman and Antoine Carillon. And that one is $24.99. Looks like it's Oni Press from the code. Worst Case Scenario is coming out that same day, as well as Wrong Place coming out in a hardcover format. And that one is $30 by Brecht Evans. Here we go with January 28th from Marvel Comics. Avengers Epic Collection Under Siege is getting a new printing. This, of course, is during the Uncle Raj's run of Avengers. So we're looking at Avengers 264 to 277, Alpha Flight 39, Avengers 15, and West Coast Avengers Annual Number 1. And this book has 456 pages, $49.99. Fantastic Four by Wade and Wieringo Rising Storm. A continuation of this series in trade paperback. We've had it in Omni, Deluxe Editions, Ultimate Collections, no epics yet, but these thinner trades. Collecting Fantastic Four 514 and 524, 256 pages, $34.99. Giant Size X-Men Second Genesis Revisited. This is Giant Size X-Men, Giant Size Dark Phoenix, Giant Size Age of Apocalypse, Giant Size House of M, Giant Size X-Men Finale. So this is such an unique retcon. I don't know what's going on. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard people that are saying that it's retconning things. There's no way they're retconning. Kamala cannot go back to the past and shoehorn herself as part of the original new X-Men. All different, all new, right? Is that what's going on? Anyway, don't say anything. I'll read it. Judge it for myself. Collecting Giant Size X-Men 1 and 2, Giant Size Age of Apocalypse 1, Giant Size Dark Phoenix Saga, Giant Size House of M, Free Comic Book Day 2025, Fantastic Four, Giant Size X-Men, The X-Men Story. Colin Kelly, oh, I do like Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. So is it a continuation of their NYX then? And artwork by Adam Kubert and Rafael Loureiro. $24.99, 200 pages. Miles Morales Spider-Man Modern Era Epic Collection, Revivals and Revelations, collecting the Cataclysm Ultimate Spider-Man 1 through 3, Ultimate Spider-Man 200, Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man 1 through 12. The book has a total of 368 pages, $42.99. Phoenix Volume 3, Astral Bond, collecting Phoenix 11 through 15 by Stephanie Phillips and Roy Mercado. This is $15.99, 112 pages. Star Wars Darth Maul Black, White, and Red is coming out. $17.99 for this particular trade paperback by Benjamin Percy, Mark Russell, and others. And 136 pages. From the world of DC Comics, this is when we're getting absolute Death of Superman. Woo! Both versions today. Collecting Superman 73 to 75, Adventures of Superman 496 to 497. Oh, wait. No, this is the direct market exclusive. Oh, this is when... it's a week late. Oh, man. No, 2 weeks after the standard cover. Okay. So it's collecting the exact same thing, except this one is $150 because it comes in a tombstone. Because why would you not want to own that? Limited, again, to 1,993 copies. Batman Adventures Mad Love Deluxe Edition. This is the new printing, 144 pages, $29.99. Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. This is a hardcover. It's a standard size hardcover from the looks of it. This one is collecting the Long Halloween, The Last Halloween 1 through 10, and the Long Halloween Special, which is the last Jeff Loeb and Tim Self collaboration and a prelude to The Last Halloween. It's an artwork in here by Eduardo Rizzo, 336 pages, and this one is $39.99 for the hardcover and $29.99 for the softcover. Will there be an absolute edition? I say one day. Ooh, we're taking it to the old school. I'm curious what Dom's going to think of this, because I've read this stuff in Omni format, but here we go with DC Finest Batman, The Case of the Chemical Syndicate, collecting Batman 1 through 5 and Detective Comics 27 through 52. This book has 616 pages, $39.99. It is the golden age of Batman, so of course, stuff in here is by the legendary Bill Finger, Bob Kane, Jerry Robinson, and George Russo's. DC Power, Rise of the Power Company is coming out. And this is collecting Rise of the Power Company, Josiah Power, a 2002 one-shot from Kurt Busiek and Keith Giffen, revealing the origin of Josiah Power. Okay, by Vida Ayala, Zipporah Smith, Emilio Lopez. $17.99, 120 pages. Fire and Ice, When Hell Freezes Over. Love that cover. By Stephen Byrne? No, the cover is by Terry Dodson. Stephen Byrne does the internal artwork. Boy, they miscredited that one. Joanne Starr is the author, and this is collecting Fire and Ice, When Hell Freezes Over, 1 through 6. Superman in the 70s, the new edition is coming out, collecting issues of Superman through the 70s, of course. 233, 247, 248, 249, 270, 271, 276, 286, 287, Action Comics 484, DC Comics Presents 14, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen 133, and Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane 106. 224 pages, $19.99. This will have the work of Kurt Swan, Neil Adams, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, Jack Kirby, Dennis O'Neil. So this was originally published in the 2000s, and they're bringing it back to print. From Image Comics, we are getting Cold Witch, A Tale of the Shrouded College. This is by Charles Soule and Will Sliney, collecting the 5-issue miniseries. And this is a trade paperback for $14.99. Also from Image Comics, that same week, we're getting Seasons, Volume 2. This is by Rick Remender and Pau Azaqueta. $16.99, collecting issues 5 through 8. And hopefully that will be getting a library edition one day. From Dark Horse Comics, we are getting Arcbound, Volume 1. This is by Tom Hardy, Scott Snyder, and Frank Terry. And collecting Arcbound 1 through 6. Tom Hardy? Like, the actor Tom Hardy? Huh. Oscar-nominated Tom Hardy? It's interesting. And acclaimed artist Ryan Smallman. Okay. And Frank Terry working with Scott Snyder. This is interesting. Okay. $29.99. It is a hardcover. 168 pages. Speaking of hardcover, Prodigy, the library edition is coming out by Mark Miller. Rafael Albuquerque is the artist on this. This is the one I got to announce. And it collects all 3 of the volumes of Prodigy. All the trilogy collected in one library edition. 480 pages, $79.99. From the world of IDW, we are getting the Token City Wonderskate Season 1 coming out that week. And that is by D. Bradford Gambles, $14.99. And also from the world of IDW, I Can Sell You a Body by Ryan Ferrier and George Cambadias. And this one is 96 pages, $16.99. Godzilla and Legends Mothra, Queen of the Monsters. Oh, and what a cute cover by Sophie Campbell. The cover is by Matt Frank, by the way. And I meant that. It is a cute cover. I like that cover. That's awesome. That one is $17.99. From the world of Dynamite, Hercules, the Monster Hunter, is coming out that day. And that is by Elliot Kalan and George Cambadias. $14.99. It is a trade paperback. And Red Sonja, The Master Falls. This is volume 3 of Red Sonja. And this one is by my buddy Torun Grumbeck and Walter Giovanni. $19.99. From the world of manga, we are getting Akira. This is the final hardcover. This is being published by Kodansha. Yes, it's been collected in the box sets, but people that want to buy them individually can now get them this way. $39.99, 448 pages. And we're also getting the Asadora Volume 9, a continuation from Viz Comics of the wonderful... My wife loves this series. This is the wonderful Naoki Urasawa series. Hopefully one day we will get Pineapple Army. Please. We need that. I know Billy Bat's coming out, but I think that's Kana Books, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's Viz that's doing that one. That one's finally coming out after years of wanting it. This is where Battle Royale slipped into, the deluxe edition, and I already said that would be in my top 16, so yes, it stands true. So when you see my top 10 for January, that comes out in... when does it come out? Sunday! My gosh, I'm recording this way early. Sunday, it's understood that Battle Royale Deluxe Edition is supposed to be there. Kitayama and Minamiya Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. And that one is being published by the folks over at... this is 7 Seas Entertainment. So, yes, they're the ones that are publishing this book. And that one is $15.99. My Former Student is a Hunk, Volume 1. I will take books that you cannot publish in America without the author getting called out for 100. Can you imagine that? Like if Image was publishing that, and man, that writer would be destroyed on social media. But manga, Always loopholes. Raven Dark Hero Volume 2 is also coming out that very same week. And that is by Tonkie, $12.99. And we're also getting Cyber Phoenix trade paperback coming out that same week. And that one there is by the folks at Nakama Press. This is by Andy Seto, $10.99. The Girl Who Raised the Dead is coming out that week from Kawashima Norikazu, $19.95. This is also the week that we are getting Sayuri. That one is being published by the folks at Kodansha through their Vertical imprint. Okay, no more talk pretty one day. Imprint. This is by Rensuke Oshokiri. And I don't know what this is, but I love that cover. It reminds me of The Child of Light. I don't know if anybody's played that game. Kind of gives me that feeling. And a reincarnated carrier strategy for another world is coming out that same week. And these titles, man, from Japan get crazier and crazier. This one is published by Ghost Ship. And from other publishers, we're getting Bela Lugosi, The Man Behind the Cape. This looks to be a slipcase edition by Robert Kremer. DC art of Jorge Jimenez is coming out that very same week. There is a standard cover and then a direct market cover. And we are also getting the Demon of Biazolel trade paperback coming out that very same week. And that is by Mari Costa and published by, looks like Oni Press might be publishing that one. And Dick Tracy Collection 1941. This is a trade paperback and it is printed in a 11 by 8.5 landscape format. This is $29.99 and published by the folks at Clover Press. And Disney's They Drew As They Pleased. This is a landscape book by Didier Guest. There is a foreword by Pete Docter. And it is talking about the artist and during the studio of the early golden age of Disney. It looks so freaking interesting. Enigma Town is coming out from Alex DeLuca and Victoria Carmina. $24.99. And the code might be Magnetic Press on that one. And we are also getting that same week, Funeral Portrait presents Welcome to Suffocate City. This is a hardcover format and also in a landscape. $24.99. Johnny Red, the hardcover format, a couple of heroes is coming out. And then we're also getting Johnny Red hardcover, The Hurricane, that same week. And we're getting Legacy, Book 1 coming out. And this is by Fred Perry. And this looks to be an Antarctic Press book. And we're also getting London After Midnight trade paperback coming out that very same week. And that is by, let's see, Ron Chaney and Dirk Manning, Joshua Ross, Colin Johnson. Interesting. And sorry, I get lost trying to guess who the publisher is. Marvel Art of Tyler Kirkham is coming out that week. There is a hardcover format, and then there's the direct market hardcover version. That one is published by the folks at Clover Press. And we're getting Punk Taco Adventures coming out that very same week. And that's an awesome title. That one is that was being published by the folks at Paper Cuts. That cover's awesome. We're getting the Spectrum Deluxe Edition hardcover coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Mad Cave. This is one that I'm really looking forward to. My buddy Bunkmaster B is the one that turned me into this book, and I cannot wait to read it in a deluxe edition. This is by Rick Quinn and Dave Chisholm, and $39.99. And we're also getting Sword in the Stone, Arthur's Magical Kingdom. This is a hardcover format. And this one here is being published by the folks at Paper Cuts, $14.99. Wrap up the last week and the month of January, we are getting the Toxic Avenger Team Up trade paperback from the folks at Ahoy Press. And this one is $17.99. Mark Russell and Richard Pace. Now, if you're interested in purchasing any of the books I talked about, check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And those were the books coming out the month of January of 2026. In the comments down below, let me know what you're most excited for, what books you've already had pre-order and you cannot wait to get. And thank you so much for watching. I've been doing this for 7 years now, talking about the books coming out, and thank you all for sharing our videos, for liking the videos, and yeah, it's been an amazing ride. All right, stay healthy and safe out there until the February solicits, or looking at the collected editions coming out in February. Much love.